Taurus, in a world that never stops rushing and roaring, you are the slow, steady heartbeat of the universe. You never need to raise your voice to be noticed. The moment you enter a room, the calm, grounded energy you carry makes everything around you soften, slow down, and become more real. Some people are born to impress, but Taurus, you were born to make others feel safe. Today, we will explore 25 reasons why being a Taurus is a blessing, not only for you, but for everyone fortunate enough to cross paths with your life. And stay until the very end of this journey, because reason number 1 will be the deepest, most unexpected piece. One that may change the way you see yourself forever. Before we begin, share your zodiac sign and birthday in the comments. Who knows, perhaps somewhere between those lines, the universe is quietly connecting souls, vibrating at the same frequency. Reason 25. The blessing of a living safe haven. You are one of the rare souls who make others want to stay a little longer. With you, people don't have to force themselves to be interesting, don't have to perform, don't have to say clever things just to be accepted. They can breathe. They can admit they are tired, weak, hurting, without fearing judgment. You are like a warm room glowing with soft golden light on a stormy night. Not loud, not flashy, yet anyone who steps inside feels their heart unclench. You don't need flowery words. The way you listen, nod, pour another glass of water, remember the tiny details others once shared. These gestures create a living, safe haven, peaceful yet pulsing gently with life. In a world terrified of being abandoned, you are the quiet proof that there are still people who choose to stay, who choose to look at others with eyes that do not judge. And on a deeper level, this blessing carries a subtle but powerful lesson. Peace itself is a form of courage. Amid endless chances to become cold, you still choose warmth. Amid countless reasons to doubt, you still choose to trust one more time. Few people say it out loud, but many hearts have survived their darkest nights simply because they once had someone like you, a Taurus, silently standing there, refusing to walk away. We often envy those who shine. But if we look closer, we'll realize this truth. The ones people turn to when their world collapses are the ones who are truly rich. And Taurus is exactly that kind of soul. Reason 24. The blessing of a slow heart. Never shallow, never careless. While many love like a summer downpour, arriving in a rush, leaving just as fast, Taurus loves like a river, slow, deep, unwavering. You don't hurry to hand your whole heart to someone in a few days or a few weeks. You observe, you listen, you feel their energy. You quietly test whether this person is truly safe for the private world living inside you. Others may mistake this for indifference or coldness. But the truth is this: you honor love too deeply to ever turn it into an experiment. When Taurus decides to let someone step into their heart, it isn't a fleeting impulse, but an invisible vow. You don't say, "I'll stay forever," just for the sweetness of it. You stay for real. You remember the history you share, you hold the memories close, you think about the future with a sense of responsibility. And even when life pulls both of you in harsh directions, when there are turns sharp enough to make your hands slip, the slow, steady depth of your heart keeps the bond from breaking. And on another level, this blessing is a soft reminder for all of us. What arrives too quickly often disappears just as soon. Taurus teaches people how to cherish the slow rhythm, the rhythm of learning, building, tending, the rhythm hidden inside small questions. Are you doing okay today? Did you eat yet? Simple words that quietly rescue countless relationships from becoming empty shells. Perhaps each of us has wished, at some point, to possess this steadiness, to not love carelessly, to not make promises lightly, to not run when things get hard. But Taurus does not simply wish. And that is why, once you become their person, you don't just have a relationship, you have a spiritual home to return to. no matter how chaotic the world outside becomes. If you are a Taurus, write, "I am Taurus, and I am proud of this," along with your birthday below. In the next part, we will continue exploring the quiet blessings you may have carried all your life without ever noticing their sacredness. Reason 23. The blessing of perseverance. When the world gives up, you keep moving. There are days when life seems to drop the whole sky onto your shoulders. Unfinished plans. People who promised then disappeared. Dreams you thought you had touched, slipping through your fingers like mist. But even when the Taurus heart trembles, even when Taurus legs shake, you keep going. Not because you don't hurt, but because you know that if you stop, no one else can walk the road for you. Your perseverance is never loud. You don't announce your strength online. You don't demand recognition for what you endure. You simply start again, and then again, as if an ancient current inside you keeps whispering, "Just keep walking. The light will catch up." To me, this is one of Taurus's most beautiful gifts. The ability to rise without applause. The ability to believe in a future even when the present is wearing you thin. In a quiet corner of the soul, this teaches the whole world a lesson that echoes without shouting. Perseverance is not stubbornness, it is an act of love toward your own life. And when others look at you, they don't just see strength, they see hope. They see pieces of themselves, also trying, also holding on, one breath at a time. Your perseverance, invisible yet powerful, gives society faith that every break can be mended, every wound can heal, and every road, no matter how long the night, will eventually meet a sunrise. And because of that, another soft yet sacred side of Taurus begins to unfold. Reason 22. The blessing of compassion. You see people with your heart, not with your prejudice. Taurus is not the kind of soul who looks at someone once and decides who they are. You understand that everyone carries wounds, that everyone has a story, that everyone has shadows no one has ever touched. You do not trust easily, but you also do not judge easily. And that creates a rare field of energy. Beside you, people are allowed to be their true selves. Imperfect, unfinished, but honest. You can quietly let someone finish their thoughts without interrupting. You can sit and listen to a story you've already heard 3 times without irritation. You can understand that a sharp remark is sometimes only an echo of sadness, not the truth of the person who said it. This compassion isn't born from naivety. It comes from your deep understanding of the complexity of being human. This is a blessing the world will always need. When everyone is rushing to prove they are right, Taurus is the one who stays silent and tries to understand. To me, this is the human lesson you offer to life itself. To heal one another, sometimes all we need is someone willing to look one layer deeper beneath the surface of the wound. Society becomes kinder because of small gestures from people like you. A gentle smile, a knowing nod, a soft, "It's okay," and hundreds of weary hearts find themselves watered again. And the most beautiful part? Your compassion doesn't make you weaker. It strengthens everyone around you. Reason 21. The blessing of silent intuition. You see what others cannot say. Taurus is not the type to overanalyze or make complicated guesses. Yet, you possess a very rare kind of intuition. You feel what others try to hide. Without anyone confessing, you know who is sad, who is anxious, who is longing for a comforting embrace but can't bring themselves to ask. Your intuition comes from deep listening. A kind of listening not only with the ears, but with the heart, with your attention, with your lived experience, with your natural compassion. Others think you guess right, but the truth is, you feel the weight others carry because you once carried similar pain inside yourself. To me, this gift makes Taurus extraordinary. You read the silence, you sense the emptiness, you understand the things no one dares say aloud. In a society full of noise, where everyone wants to speak fast and prove much, your subtlety is a rare source of healing. It reminds us that, to understand someone, you don't always need words. Sometimes you only need to be present, fully and sincerely. Those who have had you in their lives know well that Taurus never has to show off empathy. You simply do it naturally, like breathing. And it is this quiet empathy that leads us to a place where Taurus not only understands others, but gently transforms them. Reason 19. The blessing of a heart that remembers. You never forget those who were kind to you. Taurus is not the kind of soul who rushes through life, rushes into love, or rushes to forget. Your heart carries a quiet, enduring emotional memory. Anyone who has helped you, stood beside you when you were soft and trembling, or offered a kind word at the exact moment you needed it. You remember. You do not speak of it loudly. You do not boast, but you hold it deep within, and when the time comes, you give back with a kindness many times greater. In a world where people change quickly, betray easily, and wipe away what they once received without a thought, the loyalty in Taurus's memory is a rare form of humanity. It is like an underground stream, always present, always warm, always flowing back toward the place that once held you up. You never forget pain, yes, but you also never forget beauty. And that very balance makes you someone people wish to stay beside for a long time. Because they know, if they ever touch your heart with sincerity even once, they will remain there safe in a warm corner of your memory where the light never goes out. To me, this is a profound blessing. Taurus teaches the world to cherish small things, for sometimes it is the smallest things that help us survive our darkest days. And it is this gift of remembering that leads Taurus not only to acknowledge goodness, but to strive to give better to others. Reason 18. The blessing of deep care. You give to the right person, in the right moment, in the right way. Taurus is not someone who loves with abandon from the very beginning, but once you choose someone you truly care, not with noise, not with dramatic displays, but with responsibility, with understanding, with depth. You notice what they like, what they fear, the way their tiredness shows. You remember they stay up late, so you remind them to sleep. You know they are easily hurt, so you choose your words with gentleness. You see them forcing a smile, so you quietly ask, "Are you okay?" And because of this, there are people who only understand what mature, kind, grounded love feels like when they meet a Taurus. Your care is not flattery, not a performance, not a pursuit of praise. It rises from a belief that when we choose someone to walk with, we carry a responsibility for their happiness. Watching Taurus, I learned something. Love is not possession. Taurus cares in a way that makes others believe they deserve to be loved with tenderness. And this world needs that more than ever. You do not change people with your words. You change them by treating them as if they are precious until they begin treating themselves with the same gentleness. Reason 17. The blessing of consistency. You are the steady breath people hold on to in a chaotic world. Beside a Taurus, there is something quietly extraordinary. You do not shift with the wind. You do not sway with the crowd. You do not turn yourself into another version just to keep someone pleased. You are consistent. In the way you love, in the way you live, in the way you keep your word. In an age where everything can change color in a heartbeat, when people love today, forget tomorrow, promise now, vanish later, your steadiness feels like a harbor that catches a drifting boat before it is lost. People lean on you, not to be sheltered, but to return to themselves. Because when they stand beside you, they feel as if they no longer need to run in the exhausting race of life. Taurus shows the world that stability is not outdated. Stability is the very thing that keeps a person from losing their own soul. To me, this gift of Taurus carries a profound human value. People do not need perfection. They just need something they can trust. You are something they can trust, and that is a blessing not everyone is born with. It will reveal a very private side of Taurus, something many misunderstand, yet it is a hidden jewel resting quietly in your soul. Reason 16. The blessing of selective silence. You know when to speak, and when to let the heart do the talking. Taurus is not someone who speaks just to fill the air. You do not waste words. You do not pretend to know everything. In a conversation, you can stay silent for a long time, not because you don't understand, but because you are feeling, observing, allowing others to spill their hearts before you offer your voice. Some mistake that silence for coldness, but the truth is the complete opposite. It is the silence of someone who respects the emotions of others, who understands that words can save a person, but they can also wound them for years. Taurus chooses to speak at the right moment, when words can heal, when the heart is soft enough, when truth can help someone rise again. You do not need to win arguments. You do not need to twist things to prove you're right. You speak only what carries real weight. That is why, when you finally speak, people listen. They listen not only because you speak truth, but because your words hold experience, sincerity, and a quiet kindness that never needs to show off. To me, this blessing of Taurus feels like a gentle teaching. Speaking a lot is not always a sign of strength. Sometimes, it is the tender silence that protects the hearts around us. And in this society, where people so easily throw words that wound, we truly need souls like yours, souls that speak little but love deeply. Reason 15. The blessing of patience. You never abandon someone just because they are moving a little slower than the world expects. Taurus carries a gift that few souls possess. You are patient with people, with life, and with journeys that have not yet had the chance to bloom. You never rush anyone to grow faster, heal faster, or succeed faster. You understand that each person has their own rhythm, their own wounds, their own inner weather that shapes their becoming. In love or friendship, Taurus does not walk away just because someone is struggling. You are willing to stand beside them, to wait while they gather their scattered pieces, to wait while they learn how to rise, to wait while they rediscover who they are. No judgment, no pressure, no pushing. Your patience is not resignation, it is understanding. You know that no one heals by being forced to be strong. You give people the one thing the world has become so stingy with: time. To me, the patience of Taurus is a human blessing beyond measure. It teaches us this quiet truth. Let people be human, fragile, slow, stumbling, and trust that one day they will rise in their own way. In a world where everyone is chasing progress, you choose to follow the heart. And that very patience has saved so many souls from sinking into lonely despair. It will lead us to one of the most misunderstood yet most beautiful traits of Taurus, something that makes you deeply, quietly trustworthy. Reason 14. The blessing of kind honesty. You never hurt others by pretending. Taurus does not speak in circles. You do not make empty promises. You do not offer pretty words to comfort someone temporarily, only to leave them facing a harsh truth alone. You speak truth, but you speak it in a way that doesn't break a person's heart. You understand that truth can be sharp, truth can sting, yet you choose to deliver it, so the one listening can still keep their dignity, keep their faith, keep their hope. Your honesty is a rare kind of honesty. Not cold, not shocking, not a blow straight to the heart, but an honesty that heals, saying what is right, saying what is needed, saying it with compassion. On a deeper level, this is the mark of a profound character. You do not use truth as a weapon. You use truth to help someone move forward. In a world full of illusions, sweet talk, and relationships dressed in surface-level kindness, Taurus becomes a beacon of authenticity. You help others face themselves safely. I believe this is why so many people, even if they sometimes fear, your honesty still return to you when they need the most sincere, grounded guidance. Reason 13. The blessing of high self-respect. You never beg for love, and you never allow anyone to diminish your worth. Taurus loves deeply, yet never in a way that requires losing yourself. You can endure, you can yield. You can stay quiet just to keep the peace. But the moment you feel your dignity being touched, you step back, softly, yet decisively, like the earth withdrawing itself from a storm. You honor yourself enough not to cling to relationships that have grown indifferent, You understand that love is never meant to be something you must plead for. And so, even when your heart tightens in pain, you still choose to walk away the moment you know you are no longer valued. To me, that is more than courage. It is self-respect shaped by experience, by wounds, by the slow ripening of maturity. You have given much, been misunderstood, been taken advantage of, and each of those moments taught you this truth. Keeping yourself whole matters far more than keeping someone who does not deserve you. The world needs more Taurus souls, those who dare to love and also dare to protect their own boundaries. For when a person knows how to honor themselves, they unconsciously inspire others to treat themselves with greater gentleness too. And from that foundation of self-respect, another kind of energy begins to open. The ability to create safe, sacred boundaries for yourself and for the people you care about. Reason 12. The blessing of healthy boundaries. You teach others how to treat you by the way you treat them. Taurus is gentle, but you are not easily overridden. You give generously, yet never let anyone exploit that kindness. You listen with depth, but you also know when to step out of conversations that drain your spirit. That is your blessing, the ability to set boundaries without causing harm. You do not say things like, "Stop bothering me," or "You've crossed the line." Instead, you choose a calm, clear, deeply humane way of speaking. "I need some time to think. Let's talk later. I'm not grounded enough right now. I care about this relationship, so I don't want us to argue in this way." That is the communication art of a soul that has ripened. Taurus does not build walls. You create doorways, and those who are worthy will always find their way through. To me, these healthy boundaries are a profound gift to life itself. They remind us that a good person is not someone who endures everything, but someone who protects their own energy so they can continue loving life in the most beautiful way. Taurus teaches the world that kindness is not the same as unconditional sacrifice. Kindness needs clarity. Kindness needs limits. Kindness must be given to the right people. Reason 11. The blessing of practical thinking. You see life with clear eyes, yet your heart stays warm. Taurus does not live in illusions. You do not dream the kind of dreams that have no ground beneath them, nor do you chase things that glitter on the outside but feel hollow within. You move through life, one steady step at a time, seeing everything as it truly is, never deceiving yourself, never allowing anyone to paint fantasies that do not belong to reality. And the strange, beautiful thing is this: your practicality never makes you cold. Your heart remains warm, capable of loving, capable of trusting, yet you never let emotions blur your judgment. You know what is worth investing in and what must be released, which relationships deserve nurturing, and which ones have quietly reached their ending. In a society full of illusions and performances, I see Taurus as the one who gently pulls everything back to the ground. Not to extinguish hope, but to help others stand firmly. This sense of grounded truth is what makes you the safe place people run to when their inner world becomes tangled. To me, this is the great lesson Taurus offers the world. The most beautiful hope is the kind that has roots, and the most reliable love is the kind that knows how to survive in real life, not just in imagination. And this practicality leads Taurus to a place where you not only see life clearly, but also learn to guide your emotions with a rare and mature grace. Reason 10. The blessing of inner calm. You don't let emotions destroy what you have built. Taurus often appears steady on the outside, but deep within, you have weathered storms no one ever saw. You have felt anger, felt heartbreak, felt the urge to walk away from everything. But what makes you extraordinary is this: you never let the storm decide your actions. You carry a kind of calm that belongs to those who have grown through pain. When someone says something that wounds you, you stay silent, so you won't say something that wounds them twice as deeply. When everything feels chaotic, you withdraw into yourself long enough to think before you act. When you are betrayed, you do not retaliate with emotional violence. You simply walk away quietly. and that becomes the highest form of dignity. Taurus understands that emotions are temporary, while consequences last far longer. You know how to hold yourself back for just one breath, so you do not destroy what you built with such sincere effort. To me, this calmness is one of Taurus's greatest gifts to the world. It reminds us that love cannot coexist with impulsiveness, and maturity begins the moment we choose to pause before saying or doing something we will regret. The most beautiful thing about you is not that you never feel anger, but that you know how to walk through anger with compassion and wisdom. Reason 9. The blessing of devotion. You give your all, even when no one is watching. Taurus never does anything halfway. If you agree to help someone, you help until the very end. If you promise something, you do it with everything you have, sometimes even more than that. This does not come from a desire for praise. It is not to prove that you are better than anyone else. It is because you honor yourself. You believe that anything carrying your name must also carry sincerity, kindness, and a deep sense of responsibility. In work, you are the quiet force behind many people's success, even if your name is not always spoken. In family, you are the steady pillar that silently holds everything together. In love, you love through presence, through actions, through unwavering consistency, not fleeting words. To me, the devotion of a Taurus is a rare gift. It shows the world that greatness is not built from loud displays, but from what is done again and again with a good and faithful heart. This society survives because of Taurus souls like you. Those who do not crave the spotlight, only the completion of what needs to be done. And from that devotion, something even more sacred unfolds. The unconditional generosity Taurus offers to people and to life itself. Reason 8. The blessing of an open heart. You do not judge. You understand and accept people in the truth of who they are. Taurus carries the heart of the earth, patient, spacious, and slow to judge. You know that every person is a long story, and the chapter you witness is only a small fragment of their lifetime. So you do not demand perfection. You do not ask anyone to resemble someone else. You do not force them to become the version you wish for. You accept them with their radiant strengths, their wounds still waiting to heal, their mistakes they haven't yet forgiven themselves for. People come to you and feel as if, finally, here is a place where I don't have to pretend anymore. To me, the open heart of a Taurus is a profound blessing. You help people believe they can still be loved even when they are not yet perfect. In a world full of competition and comparison, you are the quiet reminder that kindness still exists. That truth can be spoken gently, that mistakes can be seen with understanding eyes. Taurus is not kind only to those who are easy to love. You are kind even to those still learning how to be better. And that is what makes you precious. Reason 7. The blessing of a life shaped by countless experiences. You encounter things no one expects, in ways no one imagines. Taurus rarely walks a smooth path, not because you are unlucky, but because the universe keeps sending you extraordinary encounters. The kind of moments that, if you told them to someone else, they might think you were describing a scene from a movie. Unexpected incidents, opportunities that feel as if they fell straight from the sky, encounters that seem fated, turning points arriving at the very last minute. Taurus lives a life filled with twists, so surreal even you sometimes can't believe you lived through them. And that is the blessing. Your life is anything but bland. You learn more, understand deeper, and grow twice as fast as others your age. Not through books, but through the raw, unannounced lessons of life itself. Every experience, whether gentle or harsh, shapes the calm Taurus you are today. Humble, yet aware of your worth. Serene, yet far from naive. Resilient, yet still tender at heart. To me, this is Taurus's rarest gift. You turn falls into wisdom, challenges into quiet strength, and pain into compassion for others. And it is this winding journey, full of unexpected turns, that makes you someone people seek out for guidance, reassurance, and trust. It opens the door to another beautiful truth about Taurus, the gift that helps you transform every experience into power instead of fear. Reason 6. The blessing of inner independence. You stand firm, yet you know when to reach for a hand that can lift you up. Taurus is strong, but not in the way that denies emotion. You are self-reliant, able to rise after every wound. You prefer to handle things on your own, not because you distrust others, but because you honor the inner strength you forged through life. Yet what makes Taurus truly special isn't this independence. It is the humility that allows you to recognize when you need help. You are willing to listen to guidance when you've lost your direction. You open your heart to someone trustworthy when you are tired, to the point you can hardly breathe. You understand that leaning on someone does not make you weak, it makes you human. This is a very delicate blessing. Taurus does not glorify blind endurance. Taurus chooses a wise kind of strength, knowing when to be firm and when to soften. In a world that worships toughness and hides vulnerability, you show that self-reliance does not mean isolation, resilience does not mean silent suffering, and love does not mean dependence. You remind the world that the most beautiful form of maturity is this: knowing how to save yourself, yet still knowing how to open the door for the light others bring. Reason 5. The blessing of unwavering sincerity. You treat everyone with a true heart, never with calculation. Taurus does not know how to live with two faces. You do not know how to say one thing and do another. You do not know how to hide an empty heart behind sweet words. There is a soft kind of honesty in you, a sincerity that feels profoundly real. When you like someone, you show it through warm actions. When you cherish someone, you remember every small detail. When you love someone, you don't hide it, yet you never flaunt it. What makes Taurus's sincerity precious as gold is this: it does not change with time, circumstances, or benefit. You treat others from the heart, not through strategy. You may not speak many poetic words, yet every one of your actions lands gently right place, right person, right moment. In a world full of masks, Taurus is one of the few souls brave enough to live simply, using nothing but their true energy. And to me, that is a rare gift. Taurus reminds the world that humans can still live kindly without calculating gain or loss. That sincerity not only makes others love you, but also inspires them to live more truthfully with themselves. Taurus does not chase anyone, flatter anyone, or perform for anyone. You are wholly yourself, and that alone makes so many feel safe. Reason 4. The blessing of deep empathy. You can feel another's pain even before they speak it. There are people who only need to look into Taurus's eyes for their own heart to soften. Not because you possess any supernatural power, but because your heart has lived, has broken, has healed, and those very things give you a sixth sense for human emotion. Someone trying to act cheerful, you see it instantly. Someone quietly blaming themselves, you sense it. Someone holding back tears, you quietly sit beside them. You never offer empty lines like, "Don't be sad. Why are you crying? Just be strong." Taurus chooses a more delicate form of healing, staying close, listening, never judging. Sometimes, that alone can save a soul on the verge of breaking. To me, Taurus's empathy is beautiful like earth after rain. Softened, absorbing, nourishing in silence yet with great strength. You make others feel that. They are understood, they are seen, they are accepted even in their most tangled moments. This world needs people like you, souls who know how to listen with the heart. Because sometimes, what a person needs most is not advice, not solutions, but simply a place where they are allowed to be fragile without feeling like a burden. Reason 3. Rising from what once seemed impossible. Taurus is the kind of soul others look at and quietly think, "You're so strong, it feels like nothing could ever break you." But the truth is, there were nights when you cried in silence, moments of failure that nearly made you give up, wounds so deep even you could not understand how you kept breathing through them. And yet, you rose, without noise, without asking for praise, without seeking anyone's pity. There is a rare endurance living inside you. You may fall, but you never stay down. You may hurt, but you refuse to let pain turn you bitter. You choose kindness, even when kindness has cost you dearly. To me, this is one of Taurus's quiet hero qualities. You don't run from the darkness, you use it to learn how to shine. This world needs people like you, souls, who are steady not because they've never broken, but because each rise shapes them into something wiser, deeper, more human. And it is this tender ability to heal yourself that leads us toward the place where Taurus reveals its rare beauty in love and in the bonds that matter most. Reason 2. The blessing of loving wholeheartedly. While knowing how to keep yourself safe, you give deeply, but you never let anyone misuse your heart. Taurus loves in a way that is full, profound, and quietly exquisite. You care for the ones you love through small gestures, gentle habits, thoughtful attention no one had to teach you. You love with your whole heart, not with displays meant to impress. But what makes a Taurus's love truly precious is this: you know how to love fully without losing yourself. You do not cling. You do not depend on someone to feel worthy. You do not sacrifice until you become hollow. When you sense someone taking advantage of your goodness, you step back softly, but with clarity. When a bond stops being healthy, you choose to leave even when your heart aches. Your mind remains steady. Taurus gives love the way the earth nurtures its trees: patient, steady, generous, complete. But if someone uproots, tramples, or destroys that sacred ground, you close it, so you can heal, so you can begin again, so your heart never turns into a desert. To me, this is a profoundly human lesson Taurus offers the world. Love is not self-erasure. True love is lifting someone up without losing yourself in the process. And this rare balance is the foundation for the deepest, most luminous reason why Taurus stands among the most extraordinary souls of the zodiac. Reason 1. The greatest blessing. A Mother Earth heart. The place where others find themselves again when they have lost everything. Taurus does not shine with the blazing brilliance of fire, nor float free like the wind, nor hide in the mystery of water. You are like the earth, steady, warm, wide enough to hold others, deep enough to understand them, enduring enough that no one can make you disappear. And that is the greatest blessing a Taurus carries. You are a shelter for the human soul. When someone is exhausted from all their running, they come to you. When someone is wounded by the world, they come to you. When someone loses themselves, they come to you because just being near you for a moment reminds them of who they once were. You do not heal with miracles. You heal with presence, with steadiness, with kindness, with a quiet energy that speaks without sound. Near you, people naturally slow down, breathe softer, and feel their hearts loosen just a little. You never try to turn anyone into a better version of themselves, yet they become better because of you. You are the kind of soul that makes others believe that there are still honest hearts in a world full of masks, still lasting affection in a sea of temporary bonds, still peace in a world storm-torn and restless. To me, this is the deepest, rarest, most sacred blessing of Taurus. You do not change the world through grand gestures. You change it by letting every person who passes through your life leave feeling lighter, kinder, and more at peace. And that is a power no other sign possesses in quite the way you do.